I've just taken over Brazil and we're gonna win the World Cup next year. But then someone put something in my chewing gum and I woke up as a different man. The year is 2013, where Carlos Tevez made the move to Juve and leads up the Serie A. The Italian national team had made a Euros final the year prior, ultimately losing 4-0 to Spain in the final. And of course, Carlo Ancelotti wasn't himself anymore. If you don't know about Roma in 2013, they finished second, miles behind a dominant and historic Juve side. They've since continued finishing as a runner-up as the best placement, and have struggled in the last few years while also having 10 different managers in 10 years. However, with DON Carlosmåen at the wheel, none of that happened. And with players like Totti, De Rossi, Pjanic, Nainggolan and Forehead, we have to light up the Serie A, right? Well, do we have any money to spend? Oh, we actually do! So we bring in Alex and Murillo as new centre-backs, as well as Muriel from Udinese. Okay, so what system? A simple 4-3-3? Nah, of course not. We're not that boring. This is the system. With Udinese in the season opener, it should be simple enough, right? Well, it was. De Rossi opened the ball, quickly followed by Alex's and Jajic's headers, as well as Totti and Pjanic's goals to make it 5. The next game wasn't that great, but we got the win either way, as Forehead got the goal in the 92nd. After a promising start, surely we'd walk all over Hellas Verona. Not when Maicon does this. So they won 1-0. The chest kicker then got a brace against us in the next game, and as the Mohawk of a lifetime got the final one, we lost 3-1 to Milan. However, against Napoli, we actually got the lead through Jajic. But when Inler pulls this out the bag, it's hard to get one over on them. 2 more goals followed from them, before Totti made it 3-2 to give us some hope. But then Maicon gave away a pen, which Inler scored, and as Hamšík scored this, we lost 5-2. 3 losses and 2 wins was the verdict 5 games in. But our Bosnian lad Pjanic didn't want any more of that.
Inshallah we will win.
So he went and scored a hat-trick. Yeah, a hat-trick. He did get injured in said game though, alongside 2 other players. So we're without Maicon, Pjanic and Borriello for a while. That didn't matter though, because Forehead is here to save us. A brace from him, as well as a goal from Alex, and a brace from Jajic meant we beat Atalanta 5-2. But then Jajic, our new goal scorer, got injured as well, and is out for a month. Okay, so no one can score or else they get injured? Is that the memo? Sassuolo got 2 early goals to make it difficult for us to come back. And it was difficult. Florenzi got one back, but we lost.
You are not the guy. You're not capable of being the guy. I had a guy, but now I don't. You are not the guy.
And we've now got Juventus, a season-defining game. Brilliant. Gervinho actually got us the lead though. Quite lucky, I might add. A bar hit from Alex was next, before Tevez ultimately got them the equalizer late on. A brace from Muriel against Genoa meant we quickly returned to winning ways though, as we're currently 3rd after 10 league games. Now, after that win, we went on a mad run. 4-1 over Livorno as Totti got a brace, 1-0 over Cagliari thanks to Muriel's goal, 3-1 over Fiorentina as Muriel got another brace, 2-1 over Sampdoria as Jajic got the winner, 3-2 over rivals Lazio as Jajic scored again, 4-0 over Torino with Maicon getting a brace, 3-2 over Inter as Jajic first got an own goal, then an offside goal, and then the winner, all after coming off the bench. And 3-1 over Parma with Muriel getting another, and 5-1 over Chievo as Totti got a brace. Which means we've got 10 wins in a row, and we're in first at the halfway point. We're 4 points ahead of AC Milan in second and 5 points ahead of Juve in third. As we're in flow state, we won 1-0 over Latina to make the Italian Cup quarterfinal, before also beating Bologna 4-1 in our return to league football. Muriel got a hat-trick. And despite scoring again against Udinese, we conceded twice later on in the first half, which meant we lost 2-1 to legendary but slightly old striker Di Natale's side. Before our quarterfinal in the cup, however, we hammered Hellas Verona 5-1 with Muriel getting yet another 2 goals. As we're in January, by the way, we bring in wonderkid Balanta for just shy on 10 million, as well as Keisuke Honda for 4 million. But the latter can't be registered until next season. That's a bit embarrassing. That wasn't all though, because as Mönchengladbach put in an offer of 17 million for Dodo, I couldn't say no. And Marquinhos also went to Inter for 6 million. That's all led to a mixed bag of results. We lost 2-1 to Napoli in the cup since their dynamic duo Mertens and Insigne got 2 in quick succession. Then, in our return to the league, we took an early lead against AC Milan through forehead. The Sanctis then pulled off his only 2 good saves this season before they got their equalizer. But wait, Maicon has a throw-in. He plays it to Florenzi, who plays it into Pjanic, and he scores with a brilliant finish to get us the win. Let's go! And then we got brought right back down to earth by Higuain. He scored an early goal in both halves to give us a 2-0 loss.
Through that, the 2 actions, they were more or less copy-paste and, unlucky and very good save in
2 3-1 wins follow though, to make up for that. Totti, Gervinho and Muriel got 1 each against Catania, before 2 of the 3 got our goals against Atalanta as well. Totti got the first before Muriel got a brace. But against dead last Sassuolo, Alex decided to get a straight red card. And Totti missed his only pen of the season. Brilliant. So that's a great result to take into the arguable title decider against Juve. They're only a point behind us. We need to at least not lose. Buffon started by saving Muriel's effort 5 minutes in. But just 3 minutes later, Gervinho scored to give us the lead. Forehand! Only to concede a minute later to Tevez. And again in the 24th to Asamoah. 20 minutes later though, De Rossi made it equal again. And 10 minutes into the second half, Pjanic missed this huge chance. That didn't matter though, because another 10 minutes later, Jajic tried to square it, but it went off Barzagli and into the net. So we win 3-2 against Juve. That's so important. Against Genoa though, we conceded 3 horrific goals. First this one deflected off Totti, then this bad one from Carlallo, which the Sanctis should save, and then a pen. And then we drew to flipping Livorno. They even got a red card and equalized after it. How? And it got even worse, as we somehow lost 1-0 to Cagliari. 17 minutes in against Fiorentina, Florenzi scored this to get us the lead. Their goalie then denied Jajic from doubling our lead. But from the following corner, our Serbian lads scored either way with this wow of a shot. But just 3 minutes later, their pace demon Quadrado got one back. And then the same man equalized 3 minutes into the second half. He then scored again. But as the Italian FA are slightly ahead of the curve, it got disallowed by VAR. That's about 6 to 7 years early. In the 96th though, we got a highlight. We won the ball in our half, and it ended up at Gervinho on the left side. He then played it into Pjanic, who scored to get us the win in the 96th minute. An insane free kick from Totti and a brilliant lob from Muriel meant we won 5-1 over Sampdoria in our next game. But our goalie De Sanctis got injured in that game as well, and he's out for the rest of the season. Florenzi continued the banger train, with this 15 minutes in against Lazio, and as Pjanic got the doubler, we won 2-1. We once again got a 2-goal lead against Torino as well. Alex then made it 3-1 late on to make sure we got the win. A good save from both goalies was the start of our game against Inter Milan. De Rossi then tackled Kovacic in our box, so they got a pen, and Palacios scored it. Icardi then doubled it shortly after the break, so we have a long way to go. The 2 subs I put on up front, however, first got one back in the 70th, and then the equalizer in the 92nd. Borriello got the first, and Muriel got the second after a great team passing move. That was all to no avail though, as Juan Jesus scored for them in the 96th. But VAR disallows it. Yes! So we at least get a point as we come back from 2-0 down. We've now got Parma and Chievo in the final 2 games, and as long as we win these, we've won the title. We do take the lead against Parma through Jajic's brilliant finish. Pjanic then somehow missed this, before they somehow scored. So we draw 1-1. Are you serious? We're now reliant on Juve dropping points to Parma. We do our job against Chievo at least, as we hammer them 4-1 with De Rossi, Pjanic, Alex and De Rossi again getting the goals. But Juve won their game 3-0, so we miss out on the league by a single point. We finished second, a great season, where we actually improved what Roma did in real life. But we should have got the title, man. We have now qualified for the UCL though, so we kind of have to do a second and final season in this mini-series.